Well, hello everyone. My name is Chris Rappold, and I'm the Executive Director of Team Paul Mitchell Karate, and also, like many of you, a martial arts school owner that's living in interesting times. And I'm actually out in Los Angeles, California with the man, Sensei Fariborz. And I'm sure many of you know who he is. I've often said to him, and I think it's common knowledge in our industry, probably the most giving, sharing martial art professional there is. And I have the unique opportunity of being in Los Angeles, and had an opportunity to pay him a visit. And if you haven't seen his school, absolutely amazing. I have Sensei Benny teaching a private lesson, I think, right behind me. I don't know, a working out or something. So, my friend, how are you dealing with all of this? This is unprecedented times.
Crazy time, but what a blessing! First of all, to get a call from you. Was it I think it was Monday that you said you're in town. This is the time, I think, like we were talking. We need friends more than ever.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't, and what blessing to have friends that are in the same field that we can talk to and we can be real with. And that's what I find is a lot of times the conversations are not real. They live in this other world, you know. But it's nice to have real conversations with someone. But anyway, this is hard times, and as two school owners, we're going through what you guys are going through, and I don't know if necessarily we have to have solutions, but it's just nice to be able to share and to be heard and to say, hey, you know, we're going through the same thing as you are. Right? So I know, what are you doing in your schools right now that's basically saving you and saving the schools and integrity of your organization?
Well, before I answer that question, I think I want to just, share some candor, and that is there's been times throughout this, and I think I'm a pretty positive person, but there have been times throughout this that I felt like, okay, I really don't have an answer. There's more uncertainty, with this, because it's, we can all speculate, but nobody has ever gone through this. So there have been times, but I just want to encourage everyone is use your network of people. Every time I feel a little bit like that, it's always alleviated as soon as I connect with somebody else that's in my same position. And fortunately, you and I, we have our dear and close friends are some of the brightest minds in the industry, and we kind of feed off of each other. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, this and that. And yeah, there's the technical part of what we're doing for the students, but a lot of it too, I think, is what are we doing for ourselves, and how are we taking care of ourselves for it? So you asked the question about what we're doing for our students. A good communication. We've called our students. We've sent several email communications with them. We've been active with them on Facebook. We have an app. So we've switched all of the students over to there so that they can keep up with their curriculum. We've brought in guest instructors to share videos, exclusively for our student base. So we're doing, those are the things that we've done so far. And, as I mentioned to you earlier, and I think a lot of people, discovering Zoom and the opportunity to really teach a virtual class, not a pre-recorded class, but actually a live class. So that's, that'll probably be, our next step, and that could start as early as, Monday. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's what we're going to do. We've been bombarding our students with videos, online training, and all this stuff. We have a huge campus that we have online.
Huge.
But from next week, we're going to start doing the Zoom training, classes and stuff. But the one thing that I talk about, speaking real, this is the hard time. I'm just going to talk about my story. And I'm sure there's a lot of me's out there, but I think I have enough courage right now to even admit this. This is the time that I'm almost not I'm almost sorry for having my self-esteem and me as a being so close and connected to my school and to my business. And I need to be remind myself, I need to be reminded that I'm bigger than that. That me as a person, I'm bigger than my school. And I cannot have all my, everything that I am and my self-esteem be dependent on my students. Even though that's my livelihood, but still there's something bigger than that. And I have to keep reminding myself that I don't need that energy, because a lot of instructors feed off that energy from the students on a daily basis. And now that it's not there, it's more like, oh, and so, and I'm sure you guys are not, but I do some stupid things to get some attention sometimes, right? And this is, by far, this is the time that we want to have that distinction about that doing the right thing and doing more things right. There's a difference between them, right? Don't get out there and just do silly things. I have, and it doesn't look good. It's not the right thing. We are leaders, but more than ever, I think our students need to know and see that we're real, that we have pain, we go through things, and I know my priorities should be me, should be my wife, should be my kids, then it should be my staff, then it should be my students. But if I jump over all the stuff all the way to the end, somewhere along the line, something is going to be messed up. So more than ever, I think we need to go back and clear our head. We talk about meditation and all this stuff. I think a lot of times it's easier to teach, so they go home and they think I'm such a great guy, I know so much, but I give my preach and they go, but then again I'm on my own. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is the time that we got to be the pillars. We need to be strong. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to be real. It's nice. I don't mean to use that word, but it's nice to have a friend that I can go to and just have a bitch time. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna let go. I'm gonna tell you that I'm scared. For and for someone to like Chris, to turn around and say it's okay. I feel the same way. And so that it by itself is invaluable right now in times like this. We don't need to go someone, oh yeah, everything is gonna be great. We're gonna be all that stuff is great, but when it gets down to being real, that's a whole different thing, right? We need to remember, this is what I trained for. All this martial arts training for that one lousy time we get in a fight. What do we do under pressure? For a war. That's a war. Martial means war, right? Well, guess what? This is the war right now, right? It might not be the one-on-one. I hope it doesn't get to that, but you know what I mean? These are the time we need to really work on self-defense more than anything else, So solutions are great, but let's communicate. Let's be out there. There are people who are feeling the same, but we're not the only one.
Yeah, and I credit you because you're one of the people, you're the first person that I ever heard make the distinction. I don't know if I ever told you this, but you took the word self-defense and you kind of flipped it on its head and said defense is, it's the things we put into our body. It's taking care of the self, and you said, what did you call defense against someone else?
Yeah, other people's defense.
Other people defense. We teach other people defense, but self-defense is this. And I think you raise a good point, too, because a lot of what we're going through right now is a real time. And, whether we know it or not, we're all prepped and ready for this. Does it take away the fear? No, it doesn't, but we know what to do, and we have, we need to practice leading by example as best we can. I also think leading by example is participate in the vulnerability that's there, putting on a facade of invincibility. Do we all know that in the end everything will be okay? Of course, but be real. I've seen a lot of very, very good-hearted, well-meaning instructors just post a lot of things on their Facebook page almost as a way of just, pacifying their students with a whole bunch of things. And what I would encourage everybody is whatever is in your heart is the right thing to do for you, but think about the substance. I don't think students need to be bombarded with, 50 different things. But, if they can feel your genuineness, if they can feel the connection, if you're sharing information with them that's going to be valuable to their martial art journey, to their understanding, to their development as a human being, game on. But I don't think we need to distract them with frivolous things that, I don't know if it's really going to add value to your life. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. No. Again, going back to, you on people that are on Facebook. What is your role? Is your role as a martial art instructor, as a businessman, as a person, as a father? I mean, we all have different roles. Don't mix the roles up, right? The people who are there as the martial art industry, our students. I see all the posts and stuff that people do.
Sure.
And going back to, doing more things right is no substitute for doing the right thing, right?
Yes.
So we got to make sure you get in touch with your heart and your mind and what is the right thing for you to do, and don't get pulled from every idea that everybody has.
Right.
Just make sure you have your goals about what do you want to do, but as a person first.
Yes.
Take care of. I know I paid a heavy price with that, but take care of your spouse, take care of your kids. These are the time you're stuck at home with them, and they need you more than any time anywhere else, and they need to know that they come first before the students, and there's been many times that I put the studio first for my own kids. I don't know here's a feeling. I don't know what it's like to be at home at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Now I'm home, I'm going, what the hell do I do? Like, these people, but my kids have been there.
Yeah.
My wife's been there during
Yes.
that time. So I'm the only one that's going, God, am I itchy? Or what is 6 o'clock on Tuesday night? I'm losing my days.
Yeah.
But I think we should, let's go back. And I'm talking to myself more than anybody else. Let's go back. I was telling you, my son just started, ever since he's a teenager now, he's all cool now. So he's all into parkour and skateboarding and girls, but doesn't do martial arts. But he's been home. He doesn't have any friends. So he came to me, goes, can we do some stuff? And we spent 45 minutes. It was so fun for me. But I got tired. I'm like, oh, God, those guys,
Yeah.
But at the end, he said, okay, let's do it again tomorrow. So tonight's the next one that I'm going to do more.
Great.
But anyway, I think we just got to go back to more private victories. And we're here. So reach out. There's some great, leaders out there, and reach out to people, see what everybody's doing, look at some of these videos and make notes. And thank you, Chris, for being here. This was a great blessing this week. I'm telling you, I was kind of down. Going through my own stuff, but I got a call Monday that he's here in town. I'm like, wow, that's great. And so, I much prefer to be in Boston because I just love Boston. I always bag him about it, over there. But
We got the same lockdown as you.
yeah. But anyway, so reach out to us, and this will pass also. And this virus is contagious, but so is courage.
Yeah.
Right? So let's choose courage.
Yeah, may I also, if I could just add one more thing, and just, it's a word of caution, and I remind myself too, is, you can know somebody casually for 20 years and really not know them, or you can see how they act in a crisis, and in 10 minutes you can learn more about their character. You know that. I probably learned that saying from you. But, I ask everybody, I think we all need to consider the way that we behave in this, the way that we interact with our families, our students, our team members, etc. This is revealing of the, who we are as people. So I encourage everybody, and I continue to remind myself, think long term, because when this is over, you don't want the fact that, if you don't want your short-term thinking to have sabotaged some very, very meaningful relationships in your life just simply because you lost focus and which is a very human thing to do, and you panicked and you pulled the trigger on something. Really, think, okay, 5 years from now, when I look back on this period, however long it lasts, what's going to make me proud?
Absolutely.
And continue to make decisions based on that.
Awesome. We'll talk soon. He's here in town, so I'm going to bug him to do more videos.
Yes.
And so this will pass also.